early January, and I'm out foraging to see what I can find. The once lush verdant sea of southern Britain looks barren and sullen now, but there's always something to find if you know where to look. When most people think about foraging for wild plants, they normally think about hedgerows or woodlands, but by far the best place to learn about foraging for wild plants is in the most unlikeliest place. Cities, commercial heartlands, and home to millions of people. Yet woven amongst this labyrinth of concrete and steel are some of the most diverse tree and plant species to be found anywhere in Britain. Miles of road verges, parks and domestic gardens make up a surprising 47% of London. And hiding in plain sight is a treasure trove of wild, edible and medicinal plants just waiting to be discovered. So today, I'm on a voyage of discovery in the hinterland of Greater London.
Now, I'm not suggesting that cities are a good place to source wild edibles. In most cases, it's probably the worst, what with industry, traffic pollution, dog fouling, herbicides, etc. But what I am saying is you don't need to go to the countryside just to learn about foraging.
The plants that I'll be looking at in this episode are not your exotic garden plants or fancy ornamentals. No, the plants I'm interested in are your annual opportunists growing in the cracks in walls and drives. Plants we so lovingly refer to as the weeds. Now here's an interesting plant. This is chickweed. It's a low-growing herbaceous plant. You'll see it growing literally everywhere. It thrives in poor, shallow soils where other plants would struggle and can be seen throughout the year, even in the toughest of winters. It gets the name chickweed because it's been used for many years as a bird food, and I even remember my dad collecting chickweed for his bird ovary in my youth. Chickweed's not just popular with birds but people too, because chickweed makes an absolutely fantastic wild salad and pot herb. It's full of vitamins A, B, C, potassium, calcium, iron, magnesium and saponin. This phytochemical is toxic in large doses but is easily absorbed by the body in small quantities and has the same characteristics as soap. So it makes a great hand wash, but what I really do love about this plant is its skin healing properties. So if you have any skin ailments, then make sure you look for chickweed. It's a remedy for itches, bites, stings, sunburn and eczema, and there's no need to create a poultice either. Just crush the plant and apply directly to the skin. The juice makes a good eye wash too, a handy plant to know on a ramble. Another common weed I found ensconced beneath the flagstones was shepherd's purse, a ruderal weed belonging to the mustard family. This dainty little plant grows almost unnoticed and neglected amongst the litter, yet it is a remarkably effective treatment for internal and external bleeding, from hemorrhaging of the kidneys, stomach, uterus and lungs, to open cuts and even nosebleed. So it would appear that shepherd's purse has more to offer than meets the eye of a passing pedestrian. And that's not all this little plant has to offer. It's edible too, so you can add it to salads, cook it as a pot herb, even stir fry it. It's rich in vitamins A, B, C, iron and calcium. The little seed pods give off a very peppery taste and are shaped like a shepherd's purse from olden times, hence the name. But timing is always crucial with wild plants. They can taste very bitter at certain times of the year, so try and pick your shepherd's purse before it starts flowering.
Here's some red dead nettle that's growing up against this fence. It's actually not a nettle, it belongs to the mint family. It has that characteristic square stem. Another characteristic of plants belonging to the Lamiaceae family are their opposing leaves and fragrant scent, something which the nettle seems to lack, but that's not all. It's very effective against bleeding, hemorrhaging, deep cuts, and it's an anti-inflammatory. Plus, you can cook this as well as a pot herb, stir fry, make a sauce out of it, or even add it as a salad plant. Two common roadside weeds I discovered on my ramble were groundsel and petty spurge. Groundsel, although used sometimes in teas, is detrimental to the liver, so best avoided. Petty spurge contains a toxic sap like most euphorbias, but its ability to replicate human tissue has made this plant a useful ally in the fight against skin cancer. Nevertheless, I would avoid both plants. Thanks for watching the very first episode of Ramblers Fair. I hope you enjoyed this concise introduction to urban foraging, and if you want to find out more about plants, simply subscribe below and I'll see you next time.